Hello, welcome to the Engineering Tidbits. You're gonna listen Aditya Sharma.
Welcome to the show powered by RGAPT ACM Insurance Chapter. I'm Aditya Sharma, your host of this evening, and our today's very special guest is Dr. Devashish Jina sir from Department of Management Studies, RGAPT. And believe me guys, ऐसा बहुत कुछ है इनके बारे में जो आपको इंस्पायर कर सकता है. So let me tell all you a few things about it. Well, sir holds an FPM in Operations Management from IIM Lucknow and a B in Mechanical Engineering from NIT Allahabad. Prior to joining academics, he was a management consultant at National Productivity Council, Government of India, and he has close to 15 years of professional experience in consulting, teaching, and research. At DOMS RGIPT, he teaches MBA courses on operation management, supply chain management, service operation management, project management, and decision science. Well, in addition, he also delivers guest lecture at IIM Kashipur. Sir, welcome to the show.
Good evening to all.
Good evening, sir. So, as a BTech student of RGIPT, मैं आपसे जानना चाहूंगा कि according to you, college life को academics के साथ fun way में कैसे carry किया जाए? Like, what are the ways of having fun in RGIPT?
That's a loaded question, but I guess depends on your kind of mental makeup and the personality type that you are. Like, how do you blend pleasure and the serious studies and how much and how less, right? It's a fine balancing act, and probably there is no cut and dry method that I can advise for every individual. But you need to figure that out. It's more like exploration versus exploitation, right? How much is enough for you, and also need to figure out exactly what excites you, right? Different people will have different kind of things, right? College days, engineering days, if you ask me, my time and all, we used to have loads of fun, right? It's not as if BTech studies are so strenuous that you can't have fun and other recreation, right? If you do too much of one thing or the other, then it's bad, right?
Right, sir. Yeah, like engineering is all about exploring.
Yes, because that's always, not only engineering, one advice at the outset I'll always kind of mention. I wish someone had given this to me.
Right, sir.
And it would change from time to time as you progress through your career and, age.
So, sir, could you tell a story to our listeners back from your college life, like how you used to have some fun in your BTech life or in your MBA life? Yes, sir.
Yeah, that something like that, right? I was a great foodie in those days, and I'm kind of fond of non-vegetarian food. Used to be, at Allahabad, civil lines and all. There used to be a lot of good eating joints and all. I had given a standing instruction to everyone in my batch. Anyone interested in non-veg food, anytime in the middle of the night, also you can wake me up and take me along. Right? That's the kind of instruction I had given. So, middle of the night, like 12, 1, someone would wake me up and take me to some what you call roadside dhaba. Huh?
Yeah.
So, देसी मुर्गा मार के उसी टाइम तुरंत खाना बनाएगा, रात को 2-3 बजे खाना खा के वापस आते हैं. Take a ride with trucks flying on the road, right? So we had those kind of adventures in the night, right? Going to tourist spots and all, Banaras and all, traveling late night, kind of crashing at all random places. So all kinds of crazy things. Difficult to recall everything. It's been long time, more than 2 decades, right?
Like so, memories build up karna saath mein.
Yeah, actually it's been very, very long time, right? But we used to have all kinds of crazy things, or late night movies and all. We would have a theater near to our institute, right? So all kinds of random things they would run. So late night movies are for all hostel guys, right? So
yes, sir.
They'll do all kinds of silly things. You know what people do?
Yes, sir.
Theater late night. So yeah, those were the days.
Yeah, sir. Like, I'm also doing same kind of stuff. Like, I can totally relate what you are saying because currently I'm in second year.
Nothing changes.
Okay, so let's back to some academics thing. Like, I would like to know what are the career opportunities you see in energy sector and RGIPT, जो कि energy specific institute है, तो उसका कितना role और involvement होगा future में?
Look, I have a fair bit of understanding in terms of how this sector, what are the different dimensions. First, to understand this energy sector, right?
Yeah, please, yes, sir.
Energy, because of my consulting background, I have had sectoral understanding and the various operational strategic angles of energy, right? Let me put it this way. First of all, what are the energies, right? There are electrical energies, mechanical energies, and all various forms of energies that you all know, right?
Right, sir.
Now, from a pure engineering point of view, one operational dimension or executional dimension is like efficiency aspect, right?
Right, sir.
How do you make equipment or machines more efficient with, in terms of how they consume energy and put out whatever wattage or horsepower or whatever it is, right? So making equipment efficient is one dimension of it in terms of making things energy efficient. But the larger picture is this has been the theme for a long time. This the operational efficiency and equipment efficiency, consumption efficiency, and all those. But the larger picture is what should be the energy mix, right? That's a macroeconomic picture. As a country, we are dependent on all kinds of energy, right?
Yeah,
Petrol, oil, gas, right?
Yeah,
hydro, nuclear energy, right? You name it, right? There is a whole range of sources of energy. Now, see, not every country is equally fortunate, right? In terms of what they can harness. Some are natural, some are not. And so how do you manage one at a macro level, as a policy level, what kind of energy mix we need to have as a country and going forward? And second is what we have in terms, once the mix is there, to be able to conserve and efficiently use those energy, right? Those
Right,
kind
sir.
of energy that we generate. Imagine the computers that used to be there, in the 50s and 60s, right? Huge computers. Now your smartphones are much more powerful than the supercomputers of those days, right?
Right, sir.
So what has happened? Basically, things got miniaturized, right? So if something like that can happen to the conventional energy or solar energy and all other sources of energy that we're talking about, probably we'll have a major breakthrough, but we are still not there, right? But I mean, there is a progress, but the progress is being incremental, right? It's a slow progress, slow march to it, and going
Yeah,
forward, having the
And the
right
demand is very high in this 1.5 billion plus country which hold 1.5 billion
yes,
plus
because we are
population.
still energy starving, right? Nation,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
not all our countrymen have access to good quality
Right,
energy
sir.
and electricity and so. So that way we have a long way to go. We are still a developing country with very poor access to energy, right? Per capita
Yeah.
energy consumption is very low in comparison with developed nations, right?
And yes, sir. And we, the engineers, are here to solve this energy crisis.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. Because if you ask me, what is this is one challenge that is staring you in the face, right? So
Right, sir.
how do you really, there is no dearth of challenge in this sector. You can spend an entire lifetime, right, fixing this problem.
Yeah, totally agreed, sir. And without energy, there is nothing. So yeah, demand will increase
Yes,
only.
because your lifestyle, the quality of life, everything is dependent on energy, right? You may have the best of equipment, but if you don't have power supply, then what use of it?
Totally agreed, sir. Thanks for sharing your views, and I'm totally agreeing with that. So let's back to the fun part, BTech versus MBA. You have done MBA as well as BTech. So how do you see BTech as well as MBA?
Look, the way we approach things are different, right? It's sometimes one easy way to kind of distinguish or cluster these MBAs versus BTechs or engineers is this. Engineers tend to be very kind of detailed and micro-oriented, right? Like I pointed out in energy, right? There are people who would be working on the equipment and all, right? Developing finer, more efficient equipment and all, right? That's an engineering mindset, right?
Right. Sir.
Now, if you want to look at an MBA, how will he look at the sector? He will look at how do I manage the sector? What are the big picture things? What are the big things that I need to do? Then the skills of the engineers will be more useful, and that can be harnessed to grow this sector or solve the problems of this sector. So MBAs are more kind of they synthesize various dimensions, right? So they want to connect the business with your engineering skill, right? So they look at from a business point of view, economic point of view, cost efficiency point of view, rather than pure engineering efficiency, right? You distinguish between engineering oriented efficiency and what do you call economic sense of something.
Yes, sir.
And there are these two words you might have heard, something called efficiency. Another word is called effectiveness, right? What is the difference between effectiveness and efficiency? Because that's a very subtle, but it makes sense. So let me put it in various, kind of subtle way. Efficiency is about doing things right. Doing things right? That means how it is supposed to be done, right? But effectiveness is more about doing the right thing.
Yeah, there is a very slight difference in both the things.
Yes, doing the right thing means you may be doing fantastically well in your micro environment, but does that add value to the overall picture or overall, lifestyle or quality of life or the industry that you are? Basically, bang for buck. Let me put it this way. Like MBAs probably look at bang for buck, but engineers not necessarily go that way.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So they MBAs would look at making every penny count, right? How do I kind of grow my business, right?
Right,
And
sir.
sometimes it's like this. It is not necessarily that you need to be an Einstein to make a very good businessman. Businessmen are a different breed, right? They really thrive on innovation and all that, but that doesn't mean every innovation will lead to a good business. There is a time for it, and the way you harness it and kind of harmonize those things to meet the human needs or the needs of the society, or for which there is a latent demand, right? Which others are unable to meet. Then you make a business, right? It's not about how good your product is, how sophisticated your product is, how engineering masterclass it is. It doesn't matter, because customers are ultimately they're going to use it if it is convenient, user friendly, and they need it, right? So if you produce something that consumers don't need it, probably they won't buy it, right? It doesn't matter how sophisticated, how intensely engineered it is. It doesn't matter.
I totally got your point. So let's move to your classroom. Like ऐसा कभी हुआ है कि आपका स्टूडेंट कुछ ऐसी एक्टिविटी कर रहा हो क्लास में that was unprofessional but funny हो, and उसे देखकर आपको अपनी कॉलेज लाइफ याद आ गई हो?
Yeah, I think I can't be very specific to students doing silly things at times, or maybe not maybe inattentiveness once in a while, but I haven't come across any major issues in that sense, right? So generally I'm fairly liberal. I would not demand someone be penalized or reprimanded publicly if he's not in mood or is kind of out of sync with the class. I would rather ask him that if he's not feeling up to it, just kind of leave the class, because I anyway give the attendance, right? If you don't connect with the class, you're not with the flow, then better leave the class. I still give you the attendance. So if that is the purpose. So generally, kind of have not had a major issue.
Yes, sir. So as we know that in corporate and management sector, the salary is very high. And then obviously there would be some demerits. So what are the main demerits, pro and cons? So like pro is we get so much amount of so handsome salary, but what are the demerits of the sector? Like stress, stress and all. Yeah.
So that applies to everyone in the corporate sector, right? Even engineers are also working in corporate sector to some extent, right? Distinguishing completely is difficult, right? But anyway, the demerits are like this, what you call the cutthroat corporate world, right? Where high intense competition is there and all that. Yeah, if you're in a very competitive corporate world, let's say iBanking and all, right? Where probably salaries are upwards of a crore. So those kind of salaries. So, there is an intense pressure to meet the deadlines, and there are targets and all. So sometimes you lose sleep, you lose your personal life. You may have loads of money probably, but you're driven by the corporate objectives, right? To meet the goals and all. Sometimes it might be insane goals, right? But you do it because of the kind of money that you make, and there is a thrill to it at young age, right? But it does take a toll on your kind of both mental as well as physical health, right? Unless and secondly, apart from that, the physical and mental toll that it takes, ultimately one thing I believe, if you love doing something, right? If you love doing something, if you enjoy doing something, you are passionate about something, probably it doesn't hurt. That is the key. Probably the health and psychological impact and all that come into play when you are not really enjoying the process. So I would put it that way, right? So there is a flip side to it, madness, rat race. Let me put it this way. Sometimes the way I see, because a lot of my friends and all in the corporate world, some of them would be like this, right? Just because someone has a very high IQ, right? And you can do a fantastic job in a particular profession, right? But that doesn't necessarily mean that you are enjoying that job. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, yes, sir.
You may be capable of doing a very complex task, very complex mathematics, engineering, or kind of, modeling or analysis, or, you really thrive on that, right? But deep down, probably you don't enjoy. You may be capable. That doesn't mean necessarily you enjoy that, right? I have seen people with A* in mathematics courses, but they're changing into something like HR. Can you imagine? Because they can do maths. They're very good in maths, but they don't want to do it because they don't enjoy it, right? So it's like a strange thing, right? Sometimes you may be capable of doing a lot of things. That doesn't mean you'll enjoy everything.
Yeah, yes, sir.
Because you have to enjoy the process, right? Just because you're good at natural at something, that doesn't necessarily mean that will give you a lot of joy doing it.
Right, sir. So, and at last, if you wanna give any suggestion or message to our listeners, when you sir.
In terms of career, because I'm now in academics, only thing I can say is that discover your passion, right? And there is no better time to kind of go for entrepreneurship or go after your passion than the current time, right? Because there is a lot of opportunity, right? The only thing is that you need to understand the process. The madness part is fine, but if you can somehow figure that out, right? Take advantage of the wisdom of people who have traveled the path.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much, sir. We will definitely keep this in our mind. And thank you, listeners. For more information, please visit official handles of RJPT ACM Student Chapter. Thank you, everyone.